Welcome back to Health and Wellness Month here on the Can I Borrow Your Skin podcast. This week, we're going to talk about resolutions. With New Year's always comes resolutions. We all want to make goals, and goal setting is very important. If you don't know where you're reaching to, you will never get there. One of the resolutions that is commonly made, as I mentioned before, is weight loss. Weight loss, going to the gym, getting healthy. It is probably one of the things most of the people listening to me right now says, yeah, that's on my list. And usually, yeah, that's on my list again this year. And as a regular that goes to the gym, I'm probably in the gym 3, 4 times a week. Uh, One of the things we hate are the resolutioners. In January, when we go to the gym, it's like normally you have your routine. You have your routine bound down. And my routine, I go into the gym, I do 20 minutes of cardio, I do 40 minutes of weights. Well, in January, it's really hard. You show up, all the cardio machines are taken. So you're like, okay, I guess I'll do weights first. So you do your 5 minute track warm up, you get into your weights, and instead of being able to bounce to the different machines and have your fairly regular cycle, it takes longer, you're waiting more. And so you have to start substituting things you don't normally do in different orders. And it's nice because you shock your muscles a little bit. They're not as used to what you are doing, but it also sucks because your 40-minute routine now becomes 50 to 55 minutes. You have to do different warm ups in between, different stretches in between that you wouldn't normally do. So your muscles don't cool down. So please, 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 if you are going to go to the gym, do it, but also be cognizant and mindful of the fact that you don't work out often. Things are going to hurt. Don't try to do 50 million pounds when you can only handle two. Let people rotate in. Those things are common courtesy in a gym. I first want to I'm going to give two shots out. One to Just Strong. It is a gym apparel wear. They actually sent me some gear to be an ambassador. I actually took some pictures and we'll probably use that to promo this video. And, you know, if you watched my video on IS, I do mention that I have a neurologist and I do wonderful man. I adore him and I have that neurologist because I am epileptic. And one of the things that I do based on the Epilepsy Foundation here in the United States was I carry a seizure bag and it's always on me and I take it with me to the gym. And they have a bunch of really great information about what should be in your seizure bag, what shouldn't be in your seizure bag. And I carry that because while our cell phones are amazing, not everyone has their emergency contact information filled out correctly in their phone. And they don't always have their medications correct in their phone. They don't have who to contact in case of a seizure in their phone. Now, my case of emergency contact and my seizure contact is the same because I am married and my husband actually went through the first aid training for a person with the seizure, which, by the way, if you have people in your life who has seizures, because there's so many different kinds and they present in so many different ways, I highly, highly recommend that you go to the Epilepsy Foundation website and look at what first aids for a seizure looks like. It is not a long training, but it could save a life. But I wanted to give a shout out to them because their seizure bag is absolutely amazing. And it does give the information for people in the gym when I'm working out what they should and should not do if I ever had a seizure there. And I always have my bag. I want to talk about losing weight during perimenopause. Now, this is your hormone weight gain, and it's very, very difficult to lose weight when you're hormonal. Now, your metabolism is slowing down. You have like a loss of muscle mass, and so you aren't breaking down your fat. Your muscles are going away. You can't sleep, and you need 7 to 9 hours of sleep in order to actually lose weight and for it to be effective. And they want you to reduce your sugar and your alcohol, but you depressed because you fat, and so you drink. At least that's what I do. But it's important that you do get aerobic exercise. So you're walking, you're running, um, jumping jacks, you're rowing, whatever it is you do to get your heart rate way up. You need to do that. And then you also have to do your weights. They say for your diet during perimenopause is to have protein and vegetables. Um, Two things to I want to caution you against as a person who wants to lose weight. First of all, there is no such thing as getting skinny quick. Like it takes hard work in order to lose weight. And I know that the glucagon like peptide 1 or GLP-1s out there makes you feel like I'm going to take this and it's going to be great. For those of you that don't know how it works, it actually increases the insulin that you produce. Insulin breaks down your sugars faster. It slows your digestion, so it also reduces your appetite. So those are the things that it does because those are signals to tell your brain, I'm full, I'm full, I'm full, I'm full, so you don't eat, which is how it works. But the problem is it has a lot of side effects. And with the side effects, you got your nausea, you are vomiting a lot, you can get diarrhea, or you can get very, very constipated. And you also don't lose just fat, you also lose muscle mass. So you're perimenopausal, which means you're losing muscle mass already. And then you take this GLP-1 and it also makes you lose muscle mass. And so if you've ever seen a celebrity who has taken a GLP-1, they kind of look like a zombie. It's because they've lost all this weight rapidly, and the weight's not just fat, it's also their muscle mass. So they look like a walking zombie. So that's one of the negatives. And one of the things that's really not advertised a lot is once you start taking a GLP-1, you have to always take it. Because if you don't, you have what's called rebound weight gain. And that's where 50 to 63% of the weight that you lost using the GLP-1, you gain it right back. And then you start getting all those side effects that you had and subsided, you start getting all of those back too. So you start being nauseated and you start vomiting more. You start getting all the digestive issues that you had before, and you finally, your body finally adjusted to the GLP-1 and you don't have them anymore. Well, you took away the GLP-1. So that steady state that your body was like, okay, I can work with this, it can't work with that no more. And so you start getting your weight gain back. So it's recommended that if you are going to do the new year, new me, I'm going to lose weight thing, you actually go for slow, steady, constant win. So consistency is important. If you tell yourself, I'm going to go to the gym 3-4 days a week, I'm going to go to the gym every other day, I'm going to go to the gym every day, then you need to do that. Yes, you're going to miss some days here and there. Not everyone is perfect, but you do need to do that. Um, you need to build muscle and do cardio. And being active outside of the gym helps. You can't just go to the gym, then go home, sit on your couch, eat nothing but junk food, drink nothing but alcohol, and be a potato. If you're going to be a potato, you won't actually lose weight. You're going to stay at the same rate that you are. Because, yes, you're doing some healthy things, but then you're potatoing. And so you need to also start being more active in your outside life. And your body should want to be more active in your outside life because you have more energy. You have the desire to get up and be more and do more, etc. So that's important. If you are starting from a sedentary state, you don't do anything at all, don't go from sedentary to gym rat. That is very, very bad for your body. You're going to shock your system. It's just like frostbite, but for all of your organ systems. So you want to start slow. You know, if your goal is to go to the gym 3-4 days a week, well, start going once a week. Do low weights and high reps. Or, you know, if you want to start going 3 days a week because you need that habit and you need that habit now, go 3 days a week. One day do cardio, one day do weights, one day walk the track, play basketball, pick up basketball, you know, go swimming. If If you're going swimming at the gym and you want to do laps, start off with the board. A lot of people think swimming is something they see their kids doing in the pool for fun. It is a very, very difficult cardiovascular exercise. Start with the float, start with the board. A lot of gyms do have lifeguards on duty. Make sure your gym does before you try to go from doing nothing at all and being unhealthy to try to start swimming laps. Take that advice, please. Water consumption is important. You need to hydrate your body for your body to work at optimum capacity. Um, I will tell you, as a person who is drinking a lot of water, I try to drink 2 liters of water a day. Um, I crave even more water on the days that I work out. And so there are days where I'll have like 3 liters of water. There's a downside to that. You take it in, it has to come out. There are some people, one common symptom actually in perimenopause is incontinence. If you are one of those women who struggle with incontinence, mind your water consumption, because the last thing you want to do is to be increasing your water consumption, feel good, but also um, having to deal with the leaking. Um, One of the main reasons why I'm encouraging my contemporaries, people in their 40s and 50s, to start going to the gym more, becoming more active, is in my life at least. I've seen a lot of my friends and family members start suddenly having major issues. Some people have died. You have the heart attacks, you have the strokes, more hospitalization. So it is very, very scary to see people you love and care about going through early death in their 40s and their 50s. And some of it, yes, some of it is major illnesses that have come with them from their childhood, and some of it is not. For us that have nieces and nephews, kids, some people have grandkids right now in their 40s and 50s. We want to set a better example. So we have to do better in order to show them what's better. So as they say, don't just talk about it, be about it. Well, shit or get off the pot. That's where I am with people about all these resolutions to, oh, I'm finally going to do it this year. I'm finally going to do it. You've said that every year for how many years, girl? Please, let's go. Be about it, or don't talk about it. And that's where encouragement comes in. I want to say that I do recognize that encouraging others is very important. It's great for accountability. Um, my university has an alumni group solely about accountability for working out. And it's nice. People post pictures of what they do. They actually do a 50-mile challenge every single month where they want you to do 50 miles of walking or running, rowing, etc., and to post your progress so that people can say, good job. And those people who aren't always posting about it, you'll get those accountability messages. Hey, where you been? Huh? What's going on? And I like that because I need that kind of accountability. I'm still going to the gym, but for me, I need somebody to work out with, to talk about my workouts with, to do things with that are active. And so it's nice to have accountability partners. And the other great way that we can encourage others is actually have entertainment activities with healthier snacks. It's nice. You want to go hang out with the boys, or you and your girls are going out. But if all y'all do is go and eat junk food and sit on the couch, well, you're just potatoing. You did all this great work and now you're going to be a potato? Come on now. So it's nice when, I'm going to go hang out with the girls, but we're going to go dancing and actually go dancing, not go and say we're dancing and sit in a booth somewhere and just drink mimosas and eat snacks. Well, you're on the dance floor, you're moving. In terms of burning calories, dancing is a big one. Sex is a big one that burns a lot of calories. Swimming's a big one. Running is not as calorically sound as a lot of people think that it is. But, if you and your girls are going out, go dancing. There are four things I do want to mention specifically that I don't think a lot of people know. Number one, there is something called the Functional Imagery Training or FIT study. It's from 2018. It was the University of Plymouth and Queensland University of Technology. And what they said is, and what the study showed, if you could actually visualize your goal and rehearse your goal, you actually lose 5 times more weight. So you want to lose weight. Say you want to get back down to your playing weight in high school. This is an example. Put some pictures of you from high school up. Take pictures of it, have it on your phone. Put it on your refrigerator in your kitchen. You know what? This is a goal I want to meet. You look at that goal. Am I going to get that midnight snack? No. Because you was looking at you like, dog, you didn't do this in high school. And so you will lose 5 times more weight if you keep that goal in your mind. You're rehearsing that goal. You keep saying to yourself, self, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. And you're taking those steps to get there. This study says you will lose 5 times as much weight. And then there's this mindset and self-compassion study from George Washington University. And what that says is if you have a positive mindset, you will sustain your weight loss. And so what that means is you lost this weight. You may not be exactly where you want to be. However, you're supporting yourself. You're holding yourself up. And so instead of rebounding into potato land, you stay where you are until you get that motivation to go further and push yourself forward. And there's also this study, also in 2018, coming out of the University of Chicago, says you eat slower. If you eat slower, you are 42% less likely to become obese. And the reason why this is important is, and I've learned this in my home. I did 2 things when I was sick so that I would not gain a whole bunch of weight. Is instead of eating off of the large dinner plate, I started eating off of the salad size plate. So the plate itself reduced in size, which means I couldn't put as much on it, number one. And then number two, I deliberately cut my food, especially my meat, put it in my mouth, and I would masticate. I think it was 35 to 50 times is what I read. And so I was deliberately eating slow. And I ate less because one, when my body felt full, I stopped eating. Instead of eating so fast, I never let my brain and my body communicate with each other. So I just ate the whole thing without realizing, I'm actually full. And I would stop eating. And so those were 2 really big things for me. I automatically reduced the amount of overeating I was doing by reducing my plate size, number one. And number two, I slowly ate. I would masticate a lot. And for those of you who want to try plant-based diets, I've done that too, where I'll do like the 10-day smoothie cleanses and things of that nature. I would do those, and that was very helpful for me. And one of the things a lot of people have when they try to do liquid diets is they wouldn't feel satiated. And a good way to do that is to chew. Yes, a smoothie. Yes, it's liquid. But if you actually move the smoothie around in your mouth, you know that if you've done like drinking kale, there's always going to be bits and chunks and stuff. Chew it. Before you swallow, drink a mouthful of the smoothie, and chew it, masticate, move it around in your mouth, and then swallow it. Your body feels like it's actually getting more nourishment, even though it's not, because you're actually chewing. Masticating is a signal to your body that, we're eating. Because you can drink a lot of calories and your body won't feel satiated because you didn't masticate. So make sure that you chew so your body feels satiated. And probably one of the best studies that I've read out of the 2018 studies about losing weight was the study out of the Journal of Diabetes Science and Technology. And what this study showed, and I'm smiling real big because it makes me happy, is that just by watching workout videos and people working out, especially if the person working out or the avatar looked like you would actually lose weight. You didn't have to be working out yourself. Just watching people lose weight and them looking at you as they exercise and do things. Participants in this study actually lost 3.5 pounds. They didn't work out at all. They didn't change their lifestyle at all, but they watched people who looked at them lose weight. And so they lost weight. And that's profound to me. And so I'm always trying to find ways to like spice up my routine, stretches and things I can do at home. Because one, in the wintertime, on a Saturday or Sunday, especially if football's gonna be on in a couple hours, I don't always necessarily want to get up, get dressed just to go to the gym, come home, shower, and do nothing else the rest of the day because I'm gonna be sitting on my couch eating some celery or some carrots, watching football. So to motivate myself to get up and go to the gym, sometimes I do have to watch workout videos. Doom scrolling on my favorite social media platform, and I found influencers like Jarrell Carter and his dog Duty, the fitness Marshall. I used to do a bunch of fitness Marshall workouts back in the day. It was actually one of the things that actually helped me get back on my fitness journey before COVID, before I got sick, and I do some of his workouts. A bunch of gymnasts. There's Ash Watson. There's Luke Stoney, Joanne Wilson, Niles Wilson. They do a bunch of different workouts. Frederick Flips, U of M student. I watch a lot of his videos too. Just watching all of these active people be active. Some of the stuff I can't do, you will not, I won't even do a cartwheel. You will not see me doing a double back. But watching them do exercises and stretching, it makes me get up. I will watch some of their videos, and though I'm not going to the gym, I will roll out my yoga mat and do some exercises, do some stretching. And those sorts of things have absolutely helped me get on and maintain a fitness journey, even if I may not be going to the gym and doing reps or, doing some cardio. I will literally watch some of those videos and walk around my house for 20 minutes. Instead of folding my laundry sitting on my couch, I will stand and fold my laundry because I just saw them work out. I will, do all these little things to remind myself you need to be healthy, you need to do more, and that works for me. And so if someone tells you, why are you watching workout videos? Tell them because it's helping me lose weight. And that's all you got. At the end of the day, in order to be healthy, in order to be fit, sometimes all we need is to see an example of someone else doing it. So, thank you for watching this episode. Thank you so much for listening to what I have to say about fitness, wellness, and health. We will have another video for you on this topic, and I really, truly appreciate you. Subscribe, like, save.